going. Oh, please skip this tab. It's going. Hello, my name is Jose Pereira. I am going to be doing my presentation. And as you can see, the title of that presentation, let me move my camera around, is The Life and Times of Jose Angel Pereira. This is obviously for my communications class, my self-concept and identity project. Um, and okay, so we'll start right away. It's a little, getting used to in terms of the technology. First and foremost, I am a film lover. I have loved film since I was a kid. One of my favorite memories and first memories ever is going to the movie theaters to see Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk in 2003. I remember walking into the movie theater and just seeing Hulk jumping around in between these desert dunes. My favorite films of all time are Punch Drunk Love, Jurassic Park, and John Carpenter's Halloween. My favorite directors are Paul Thomas Anderson and Steven Spielberg. I would also put in John Carpenter in that list as well. I've attended 5 film festivals, whether through was Beyond Fest, Flick Fest, or Sundance. It's been pretty fun. I've gone to Beyond Fest 3 times, so that's it's been pretty fun. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool horror film festival. In case any of you guys are into that, and I gotta get used to it. It's a click. And okay, so first thing is another thing is that I am a brother. I'm a brother to 2 sisters. My older sister is 30 years old, and my younger sister is 16 years old. That makes me somehow still the middle child. It's a pain, but I live with it. I would say we have a pretty good bond amongst each other. My old sister has a son, so that would also make me uncle. I've been caring for them for a while. I love them with all my heart, and I try to go to their events, whether it's my younger sister's concerts with her choir, or she was in softball for a little bit. Try to go there, or with my nephew, he's doing soccer right now, so I'll try to go to those things. Another thing is that I am the dog father. That's right. The dog father. I have a I have a 4-year-old mixed terrier. I rescued her from the Rancho Cucamonga Animal Shelter, which is around the area of the Rancho campus in Chaffee. Her name is Nova. She's actually in this corner over here of the couch sleeping. I rescued her in 2021. She's been very good. She's a very sweet, very relaxed dog. As you see in that photo, that's usually what she does. She is usually in the corner of the couch, most of the time in that pose as well. Her favorite treat is peanut butter. She loves peanut butter. That was a good trick I used to do whenever I was cleaning her, when I was washing her for the first time, giving her a bath. I would put peanut butter on the walls, and it would just distract her while she wouldn't run away from the water. Another thing is that I am a huge comic book fan. Huge comic book fan. I love comics with all my heart. It's been a huge passion of mine. I started reading comics when I was in 3rd grade. There's a whole long story behind that. I got bullied, and then that day of me getting a little roughed up led to me getting comics for the first time. And ever since then, I've fallen in love with them. Like when I was in middle school and high school, from each of my birthdays, I would get 2 comic books, like actual graphic novels of comics from Barnes and Noble for my birthday. It was a fun tradition. My favorite writer is Tom King, and my favorite comic is Mr. Miracle. It all correlates to that previous photo. And it's my favorite comic of all time. I absolutely adore this comic. It has had a huge impact on my life. Written by Tom King, art by Mitch Gerrits, and then the covers by Nick Darrington. If I leave you guys with anything, please read Mr. Miracle and give it a chance or something. I would say I'm a pretty reliable person. I usually follow through on every single task that I'm given. I'm a very punctual person, very on the dot. maybe too much on the dot to the point it annoys people where like they'll tell you like get there by 6:30 and I'm there by 6:30 and they're like, whoa, I didn't really mean it. I didn't really mean 6:30. I meant like an hour later. But it's like okay. And if there's any disruptions, I usually call to try to let somebody know that I'm going to be late or to try to fix the situation from my current position, even though I can't make it currently to that place if they needed me there. A nice little clock image to show you that I am reliable. I am a huge, huge wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid. It's usually a family gathering whenever it's a special event, so like a pay per view, whether it's a Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and just like this week, this upcoming week, it is WrestleMania week. I'm super excited. Finish the story. Finish the story. If you know, you know. My own father was a professional wrestler. That's how I got into it since I was a kid. This image is from WrestleMania 23. I remember watching this with my father, 2007. And yeah, I mean, that was a huge impact. Obviously, your father has, especially if it's a cool job, like a high, like how my father had one. And it's an easy thing for a kid to fall in love with, especially with all the flashy moves and bright costumes. It's a thing that I've always loved since I was a kid. A favorite wrestler of mine has been was Eddie Guerrero. He passed away tragically, but his legacy is still has a huge impact on current wrestlers. And yeah. And another thing is that I am a photographer. I have an L4 camera. It's a starter camera. I used to take photos of trees, public life. I take photos. It's 35 millimeter photos. I take a lot of black and white photos. I tend to like black and white photos more, just because it makes me, it forces me to be more creative with with the actual photos. I can't just take a photo like flat. I have to look at it, think about it, how the lighting is going to look like in the black and white photo. So it makes it kind of like a little challenge every single time. It's pretty fun. And I've been taking photos since last October. That's when I started. That's when I got my camera. I've always wanted to get into it, and yeah. And then ever since then, I've continually taken photos through black and white and color 35 millimeter film. And I get to take the family photos now at Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's actually pretty fun. That was actually a pretty fun thing. So I get to direct them. Um, Another huge thing about me is I'm a huge music lover. I always got my earbuds in. I really started appreciating music since like I was in high school. Before then, like music wasn't like that much of a huge thing, but like I loved music always. Who doesn't? But like I didn't really pay attention much to it until I got into high school. I love alternative and classic rock. My favorite band is The Strokes. I love all their songs. Huge fan of their albums. Favorite album of theirs is probably New Abnormal, or A Room on Fire, or it's probably all of them. It's probably all of them. My favorite album of all time, though, is Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. I love that album. I think it's a classic album. I think it's a 10 out of 10 album. Everybody should listen to it. I think I'm a kind person. I believe I'm a kind person. I try to be good. Try to be a good person overall to everybody I see. I try not to be negative. I think there's already so much of that already. I feel like there's like a lot of negativity, and it's easy to, I guess, like fall into it, to be negative or to be pessimistic or a little cynic about the world. But I mean, like everybody's already that. So why contribute to it? I try to help at least alleviate. I always tend to hear out my friends. It didn't. It didn't fully spell out that. I just noticed that, but I will fix it right now. I mean, it's recorded, and I usually care for all my friends as if they were my family. I'm a huge advocate for that. A lot of my friends actually taught me that. I used to not really think that way, but it wasn't until my best friend Bryce he lost his father, and one of his advices that his father gave me was to always look out. He was telling me to look out for him, for his son Bryce, but the way I took it was for everybody was like to. A simple thing he said to me was like, if you have $3 If you have $5, that means you and your friend have $2.50 each. It's a very, very nice thing to talk about. It's a nice way to think about to care for others. I am a student. I am a huge advocate for higher education. I'm currently enrolled in for my communication studies degree. I plan on becoming a film professor in the future because I love talking about film. Again, I cannot stress how much I love film. I can talk about it for hours and not get bored about it. So I think a film professor job is like a good career. My friends also plan on becoming professors as well. So it's like we're a little good supportive group about each other. We always try to lift each other up, try to encourage each other, and reach our goals. And hopefully, we get to all work in the same place, and then we get to like in the future, like write a sitcom based off of it, like kind of like in Friends, but about professors. I think that'll be a hit. If you see me in 10 years and you see that show, you know I made it. Last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is that I'm scared of the ocean. I've been afraid of the ocean ever since I saw the plane crash scene in Castaway. Yes, that scene. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. No, but there's a scene where the plane crashes and Tom Hanks is stranded in the middle of the ocean in this little life raft, and the lightning keeps going in and out. So all you see is pitch black and then a little bit of light, and then you just see him surrounded by these huge waves, and that is the most scariest thing because you don't see an island in sight, you don't see anything in sight. You're surrounded, like just how I said, it's a different world. We are not the apex predator out there. We, out here in land, we're the top of the food chain. But over there, no, we're at the very bottom again. These guys, these sharks right here, they're scary. Jaws freaked me out as a kid. I've always been freaked out. And that is it. I really do like doing this. I hope you guys appreciate my presentation, and I look forward to seeing yours as well.